Hi everybody, Howie here. This is Rome Total War. I am bringing you a replay of a battle I played a little while ago. I did try and record it live, but it came out with no sound, so I'm now recording it as a replay. I am playing as the Carthaginians. This is an army inspired by the Heir of Carthage, one of my favourite Total War based YouTubers. Not a complete copy, but definitely inspired the style of the army. I have some sacred bands. This is a sorry, I should I should have said this is a 6-player free for all scored resolution. So the most kills wins. It was 8,000 denarii, if I remember correctly. Which is a good number. I like it because you can't just have all maximum troops, or you can, but then you can't upgrade them. So what I've done to combat this is I've got one unit of Sacred Band, which are the maximum of Carthage really, with a couple of upgrades as my general unit, and then as the rest I'm using these Pony infantry, which are the second best, but much cheaper, meaning that I have plenty left to spend on these Balearic slingers, which are better than the regular slingers. They have higher attack, and I've given them some attack upgrades. And these Sacred Band cavalry, like heavy cavalry, which I can use to do hammer and anvil strikes and keep anyone at bay that may be annoying me. I also have this round shield cav. It's a light cavalry unit. I think I popped one upgrade on there because I had a little bit of money left. But they're basically, I'm planning to use them. Well, at the time of battle, I was planning to use them as like chasing down fleeing enemies. And yeah, so there we go. Right, at this time, I'm deciding which flank to start on. I have the Brutii to my left or the Julii to my right. Across, I have the Scipii, followed by the Germans, and the direct opposite, and the Macedonians on the opposite of the Julii to me. So this is the layout, and this mound is in the middle. So some people might try for this, some others won't. I decided to hide my army here and go this way towards the Julii. Here's the army of the Julii. Pretty standard, except that they've got pretty much maxed out urban cohorts, but at the huge expense of Archer Auxilia and only Equites, which are extremely light cavalry. They're very weak, to be honest. I would not have chosen them personally because they're just not going to stand up to anything. I mean, he might be able to chase down some routing units, but basically he has no cav. I decided to march straight to him, straight out of the trees, but I'm going to leave a little cav behind just so that he doesn't know exactly what I've got. You know, it's always good to have a little surprise. It's a good thing I did because the Brutii over here are facing off against the Scipii. If I zoom over here, the Brutii also has a pretty standard army, except they have reserved some of their money by using Roman archers rather than auxilia, which aren't as good, but he's got more of them. But also, he's got these Praetorian cavalry, which are much stronger. Good heavy cav them, very good. They're facing off against the Scipii here, who are pretty much a cavalry-based army. They don't really have anything, so they're hoping to run around, get some kills on some skirmishes, and chase down anyone, basically. And they've got some cav auxilia up here as well. The Germans, pretty standard German army. They've got a bunch of archers and Gothic cav. I know that they have some hidden units as well. And to be honest, I believe they should have hidden more in the woods, because standing out like this, they're going to get hit hard. The Macedonians here have already begun attacking the Julii here, using their cav advantage, because companion cav are also great cav. Not as good as some others, but they are pretty darn good. These are the guys that went with Alexander on his conquests. So they've basically destroyed the light cavalry of the Romans. Absolutely decimated it. And advancing quickly on their body force. The Romans, what's left of their cav is sort of running around desperately trying to be of use and failing miserably. The Cretan archers of the Macedonians are firing over their royal pikes into the rear of the Julii, who for some reason facing the other way. I guess they're not quite sure where to go because of the cavalry running around. My Carthaginians are marching up, watching the clash unfurl. I do take some pot shots at his general who's running around. I'm thinking, oh, I might as well use my ammo, because if I manage to kill his general, then it means his army's going to easily break, and broken men are much easier to kill than someone trying to fight back. So, I basically wait for them to engage. I probably leave it a touch too late before I actually make my move, but basically, yeah, I wait for them to engage so that they can begin the killing, and I have a much easier chance to get the to get some kills. In the distance, you can see the Scipii are fighting the Germans there. They've charged in with their horses. They're not doing so well though. They must have not been upgraded very well, because they're all running away. Germans can be very strong, especially on the aggression. So if they got the charge, then the Scipii Cav could easily be defeated. The Brutii are going to run in, hoping to grab some kills. Behind me, here we are. They're fully committed now. The Julii have fully committed into the pikes of the Macedonians, and my men are beginning to march forward slowly, because I've decided, right, enough's enough, I need some points here. Don't forget, scored resolution, all the kills matter, so you need as much as you can get. The Macedonians are very wisely using their companion cav to hit behind the Julii lines, trying to take out these urban cohorts. I hate urban cohorts, they're so tough to kill. So, here we go. I've split my cavalry. I've got one going on my left flank on the opponent's right, and I've got the rest going on my right flank, the screen left. So let's twist it around here. Here we go. So I'm... Ooh. Scipii general dead there. I'm charging my cav in to get these easy kills on these unprotected archers. Well, I say unprotected. They've got some cav there, but they're a bit busy. The rest of my cav is here mopping up the Julii that are running away, getting some nice easy kills. So here I am, taking on the Macedonian archers. Now, you never want to leave archers unprotected. He should have left a cav behind, or perhaps not engaged one of his pikemen. But no, he left them open. He was having a bit of a go at me at this point, obviously, saying I was a cheap player and I basically was fighting dishonourably. I disagree. I call that tactics. I'm going to get a lot of kills this way. I've put some spears in to try and support, because he was using some cav here, but I don't think they really become of much use. So I've also begun to wrap around the back here. I'm hitting some of the Julii from behind. So you can see I was attacking the Julii just as much as the Macedonians. I wasn't only attacking the Macedonians. I've caused some routes here, and I'm actually chasing down some men. I've managed to break the Macedonian cavalry. But I'm still chasing down these archers. And I'm having a bit of a time against these royal pikemen. They're extremely strong unit, and I am taking them head on. I'm trying to get them on the flank, but I accidentally left my pointy infantry in guard mode. And you really want to turn that off, because as it is, they're just standing there attacking anyone that comes near. Whereas if I turned off guard mode, because they had actually contacted this unit, they would have actually marched in and actively fought them. As you can see, my cav's taken on the Julii general here, thinking I can... unfortunately, I only used my round shields. I should have really used my sacred bands and saved my round shields. I do realise my mistake eventually, and I can't remember how I respond. I either pull them away or I send someone in. Yeah, here's some spears coming. The Macedonians... what's left of the Macedonians have decided to march up the hill, thinking that they're going to get a better height advantage, so that anyone that does come at them, at least they're going to get some kills fighting downhill. I don't like this, so I'm going to end up forcing them up the hill. The battle on the other side of the field continues. The Brutii have been... Oh, there we are. I killed the Julii general. Over here we've got the Brutii fighting down, sort of doing what I did actually, but between leaving the Germans to fight and the Scipii to fight each other, and just sort of picking off what they can. Probably not a wise decision, because they really should have charged in and got as many kills as they can. The Scipii are sort of pulling back, ready to charge in again, get some extra kills. You know, just biding their time, being quite tactical about it. The Brutii are pushing their archers forward, see if they can get some nice, easy, long-distance kills rather than risk losing any of their infantry body. So here I'm pulling my army back together, regrouping, reforming, ready to begin the long march across the battlefield, because it's a long way to that horizon over there, and I want to be prepared for when I get there. I don't want to be all dishevelled. On the hill I am throwing my slingers in, because I want to kill these royal pikes, but I know how deadly royal pikes are. So what I'm going to do is use my cavalry as a flanking force to sort of herd them like sheep, to make them go where I want them to go. And whilst they're distracted, I'm going to be flinging all my stones straight in to get as many kills as I can whilst they're running around. So yeah, I'm just basically trying to get a good position to throw down my skirmish units onto these pikemen, take them out, finish off the Macedonian. In the distance, the Scipii have finally been finished off. Those horses were no match for all that infantry. These poor Macedonian pikemen. I don't know what's hit them. I'll tell you what's hit them. Rocks. Ouch. Deadly. So now the ranks of the Brutii are taking on the Germanians. They've sent their cavalry in because I believe they probably wanted to save some of their missiles for my army. So they charged their cavalry in to take out the enemy general and chase down the barbarian horde. These chosen archers. He's getting as many kills as he can, but to be honest, I really think he should have engaged both those armies a lot earlier. I believe he was far too cautious. He could have got so many more kills, which may actually be imperative come the end game. So there we are. The one Macedonian survivor running away here. One general fleeing in a hail of arrows through the fields. Lucky man. Can't believe he's been surviving that. But there he goes. And that leaves two standing armies. We've got the Brutii with their pretty much untouched urban cohorts and their hordes of Roman archers. They also have a couple of Praetorian cav left. Against my army, the last of the Carthaginians, one heavily depleted Pawnee infantry, supported by two pretty fresh Pawnee infantry, one slightly damaged, and my pretty much untouched sacred band. I have a slight cav superiority. I still have all of my, I think I have them all. Yeah, I have all my cav units, although some of them are heavily depleted. I've still got my Balearic slingers though, they're untouched. So basically we now turn to face and we march slowly towards each other in the fashion of ye olde armies, the way they used to. Now I wasn't quite sure how to approach this enemy. It's a huge amount of troops and I'm far outnumbered, so I'm trying to be a bit tactical here. I've sent some cav out to the left and to the right, much like I did at the beginning of the battle, hoping to try and draw his attention one way or the other. So of course he pulls his cav to this side, and so I've become a bit more cautious with these cav, and I decide to try and send in the ones on my right flank. Unfortunately, I command them very poorly. I'm definitely not a cavalry commander because I go to charge in, and as they're getting pelted with archers, I make a huge mistake of pulling back far too early. I could have got some kills there. I was so worried about the urban cohorts throwing their peeler. I should have got some kills on the archers. That was a terrible mistake. At the same time, as soon as I've clicked the order to retreat them, I've pushed the rest forward. And as soon as I see him making some manoeuvres, I push in again. But this time it's far too late. Although I do actually go straight in this time, it's not really worth it. I should have charged them in much earlier, and now they're going to get decimated. Absolutely surrounded and slaughtered. On the opposite flank, I'm doing a similar idea. I decided to try and hit the rear of some of these urbans, see if I could take a couple of them out. They're extremely strong, so I want to do what I can against them, but I know I can't do much. Unfortunately, by that point, my cavalry break, and I'm pretty much dead. So, from this point on, oh yeah, he's also taken on my Balearic slingers at the back there. Or, nope, that's my cav, alright. So, yeah, at this point, I know that there's not much I can do. So I decide, right, fun's fun, I'm just going to march straight in. Spears down, walk forwards, and attack! Yeah! Blood and guts and murder and stabbing! We've got his archers against my slingers against his archers, we've got sacred bands, we've got urban cohorts, we've got pointy infantry, we've got all sorts of chaos. We've got Cav charging around the back there, ready to envelope my men. Oh, my general deciding to flee. Wavering. Oh, and there he goes. Oh dear. My guys are getting stabbed in the back. And charge. And there we go. That wraps that up. Oh dear, cheesy jokes. But yeah, that's the end of the battle. Well, not the end of the battle. That's the end of the action. The men are running. Now, this is where he makes a bit of a mistake. He should immediately be sending his cav to the furthest units straight away, but he doesn't. He lets them sit for a while. This, in my opinion, was a huge mistake. He should have made the best of the time he had. See, these guys are sitting as well, because now lots of my men are running away. Now, scored resolution states that the most kills win. So men that run off the battlefield count for nothing. So this is points he's losing. And here come my men, running for the hills, apparently. Run, slingers, run for your lives. And you, buddy. You're making a lot of dust for a little man. But yeah, there's no way they're going to get caught. Even with this host of Brutii chasing them down. It's just not going to happen. They're very tired. Oh, they're fresh. Tired. So, yeah. Brutii, you missed a chance there. My guys are going to get away. Here they go. Running. And they catch up to those guys. But, yeah, these guys just completely escape. Look, here's the edge of the battlefield. They're running through the woods. And there's nothing you can do. So, yeah, there's a lot. And some of my guys already got off before then. So there we go. You'll see that I won. Rank 1. But you'll also see rank 2 was the Brutii with 8 less points. 8 points. That is the closest scored resolution final result I have seen in as long as I can remember. 8 men difference. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But there you have it. One tiny mistake on his part. Tiny mistake of not chasing down my men sooner. Probably cost him the battle. But there we go. that was a very close battle of free for all scored resolution, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will see you next time.